Hello everybody. I decided to make a video for you so I can go over the notes with you because we still do have school. I think some of us think this is like a snow day. It's not. We still have work to do. My dog wants to see you guys. She's right here. Say hi, Quinn. Anyway, we still have work to do. So use your time wisely. Like, I wanted you guys to know that this is how a lot of college classes work, where you do the work at home and then like on your computer, and then when you go to class, like, you discuss it. So that's called a flipped classroom, not a face-to-face classroom like what we have, but it really gives you a lot of time to do whatever you want to do, and as long as you get your work done, you're done. So all your teachers, we've posted your assignments for the next 10 days on Verge. They'll be on the school website. And then you guys know that I also have Instagram where you can submit assignments to me, because I'm not sure if you can send me those on Verge unless you like type it. But if we're doing notes, I can't check your notes if you type them. So, okay. I plan to post a video every day at noon or do a live at noon. I didn't know your account had to be verified on YouTube to do a live, so they said it would take 24 hours. So tomorrow, hopefully I'll be able to do a live and you guys can just get onto my YouTube and watch. So let's get started with our notes. We left off, if you're on your computer, we left off on slide 24. It was the continuum. So most countries are closer to one type of system than the other. Remember, okay, I got my pen and paper here. Let me draw the continuum. Okay, here's our continuum. Pretend it's straight. Right here, we're gonna write something. We're gonna write something here and right here. You remember? All right, so in the middle, we write mixed. Now, I don't know if you guys can see this. I hope it's not backwards. We'll do troubleshooting later. Now, to the left of our line, that's where we're gonna write command. And obviously we have one last to left to right on the right, and that's gonna be market. So every country on planet Earth falls in this line somewhere. And the way we determine where they fall is how they answer the 3 economic questions. So some countries, they give businesses a lot of freedom, like Australia. They're really, really close to market. And some countries like Cuba and North Korea, as we know, you can't just be having a business there without the government's permission. So they're gonna be really close over here to command. Now, no country is 100% command, but you can be really, really close, okay? The United States, we're somewhere around here because, yes, the government does have rules for businesses to follow, but you can still operate your own business as long as you're not breaking the law and as long as it's legal. Okay, so our next slide, it shows the economic continuum. So see, we see it right here. But I don't want you guys to get too caught up in the percentages. Just really pretend those aren't there. What you really need to be looking at is how much government control and how much free market they have. Okay, so now we're gonna get into what you can do in Latin America. As we know, Brazil and Mexico, we know you can open your own business there if you want to. They do have government regulations though, just like we have here in the United States. They may not be exactly the same, but they still have them. Now, Cuba, they're getting a little bit more lenient with what Cubans can and cannot do now that they have Miguel Diaz-Canel as their president. And even before him, Raul Castro, Fidel's brother, was a little bit more like not as strict too. But remember those articles we read about what you can and cannot do in Cuba. That's telling us that their citizens do not have a lot of freedom, and that goes for businesses as well. We know that you can have your little restaurant in Cuba. Most of them are run out of your own home, but you have to get permission from the government to do that. Whereas at least in the United States, you can just get online and book and like create your own business today, and you just have to make it an LLC or incorporated, and you have a business and apply for your business license through the city. That's it. But in Cuba, it's really hard to open your own business. It's not as easy as we think it is here. Okay, what else is on here? Mexico, we know Mexico is a free country. A lot of you have lived there or visited there. You know you can open your own business. There's lots of businesses that create a lot of things. So they have like car industries where they're gonna make cars. Like I know my car that I personally drive, it was built in either Mexico or Canada because that's where Ford tends to build their cars. What else do they have on this slide? There's a lot of crops grown there. You can open your own business as a farmer in Mexico. What else? Or you can work on the oil rigs in Mexico. That's how we get our oil out of the ground, like in the Gulf of Mexico and the oceans, to convert it into the type of gasoline we put in our cars. All right, let's see. So I'm seeing private businesses and individuals have the ability to decide what to produce based on supply and demand. We're going to get more into our definitions of supply and demand later this week. I have uploaded more assignments for you to do, and you can find those in Verge under the resources tab. All right, so what the big takeaway is, countries can tell their citizens if they can own and operate a business if they want. Now, some countries don't do that. Most countries don't. Most countries say, hey, please make a business and we're going to tax you and we're going to make money off of that. So everybody wins. But then some countries, like as we saw in our documentary about North Korea, you really cannot do just whatever you want to do. If anyone in here is interested in what life in Cuba, I mean not Cuba, what is it called? I'm losing my mind. North Korea, if you're curious what that's like, I watched a documentary on Vice last night about it, about how a girl, she got arrested because she was smuggling in makeup from other countries into North Korea, because like you can't even have that. If you go to get your hair done in North Korea, they have like a whole wall of what you're allowed to get and you can't pick anything else. So if you want braids, like you can't have that. That's not an option. And those people, everyone there is so afraid of the government that they're not going to be like, okay, like we'll just do it and hope they don't find out. Like you can't do it. So if you type in like Vice makeup industry North Korea on YouTube, if you have YouTube, it will come up and you can watch it. If you guys have any questions about these notes, make sure you have all the answers filled in. If you have any questions, just let me know. You can always message me on Instagram, you can message me on Verge, you can post a comment on Verge. And one more thing that I want to let you guys know is we don't know how long it's going to be like this, and you do have a lot of free time. So I want to encourage you to stay on a schedule. If you are just sleeping whenever, getting up whenever, doing whatever, when we do go back to school, which will happen, you are going to have a hard time adjusting. So maybe you don't have to wake up as early as you normally did, but try to wake up by like 8:30. Do your chores, help your siblings with their work, and stay on schedule. Now, your work, you're going to have a lot of free time because you're going to be able to get your work done quickly because you don't have to go anywhere. We don't have to go to lunch at a set time. We don't have to be in a class a set amount of time. So I really encourage you, if there's anything that you want to learn how to do or any book you've been wanting to read, now's your chance to do that, because you need to look at this as like a gift. Like, yes, we still do have school, but you have all this time to do what you want to do. Now use your time wisely and do something good with your time, whether it's helping others or helping yourself become a better person. So again, if you need me, you know my email address. You can always message me on Verge, Instagram, whatever. And I just want to remind you that if you're saying inappropriate things on any of our platforms, I will call your parents. We don't have bad students on our team. We don't have bad students at our school, so we shouldn't have any of that. And just remember, I told you, be careful what you say, because it can and will be used against you in a parent-teacher conference. Okay, guys, that's it for me today. Again, I'm going to try to upload or do a live tomorrow at noon if it will let me. But enjoy your day. Get your work done for all your classes, not just mine. And I'll see you later.